So you talked about people focusing more on the aggressive gains. So
Yes,
you know how currently cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have been rallying. Do you
yes.
see this as a positive sentiment for traders and the market?
I personally, as an investor, see it as a good sentiment, positive in the short term. Yes, because as we all know, after the FTX saga in early November, Bitcoin price dropped to 15 sub 15K level, and it only took us 2 months and a positive CPI yearly data to get us back above 21K, which is the previous price before the whole FTX saga collapsed. And what's worth noting is that FTX has been classified as a Bernie Madoff level saga, financial scandal. And I think the fact that we can get back above that price in such a short period of time is very positive. I also would like to note that cryptocurrency market has been rallying stronger than the US stock market, S&P 500 and Nasdaq. It took us, I think, around 2 days to gain more than 13%. But what I would like to also note is that there is a lot of headwind still in terms of inflation, because people is pricing in faster drop in inflation, and they are pricing in the Fed taking a more aggressive pivot in the market. By pivot, I mean they are now being less hawkish than they were in Q3, Q4 of 2022.
With the US, having this long-term rate hikes and maybe a slowdown in inflation, do you think as a trader, if the price drops or it's very volatile owning cryptocurrency, do you panic and panic to sell, or do you just hold for a long time?
I am not as panicky as I was on my first bear market. I went into cryptocurrency in 2017 when the price dropped from 21,000 to $3,000. That's the first crypto bear market that I experienced, and I have to admit that I panicked because I've never seen an asset price drop that fast, that deep. But right now, I am more prepared to invest in cryptocurrencies later in the year. For now, I am more aggressively trading because I still believe that the current rally is not does not signal that we have put the market bottom. I still believe that we will see sub 20K levels, even 16, 15K. It's still possible because I believe that the recession will still come later this year. But what I am looking at in terms of signaling recession is the 2-year and the 10-year yield curve. Right now, it's inverted for around 0.6%, 60 basis points for 200 days. And the 3-month and the 10-year is also inverted for 125 BPS for 88 days. So that is not a definite signal for recession, but that's one of the main things I look at.
So, is there any taxes involved when you're selling cryptocurrencies in Indonesia?
Yes, I think the taxes is directly charged onto users. I have to pull up my files to get the exact number, but what's more interesting is what CZ said last year in G20 in Indonesia. The way to tax cryptocurrency, I think it's best done through centralized exchanges as opposed to just the user, because it's the business that needs to be taxed.
So instead of the users being individually taxed, it's just the whole, like the platform.
Yes, because I believe in one way or another, if the users trade a big enough funds in Indonesia and they get taxed more than if they trade outside of Indonesia using outside exchanges, it will push users away from trading within the country, and thus making the tax gains for the government even less. So you have to work with the proper incentives to properly tax cryptocurrency.
And in terms of cybersecurity in Indonesia, how do you see that as in terms of safety and also exposure?
So for cybersecurity in Indonesia, I think in ICCA, one of our next steps is to implement a cybersecurity audit for both exchanges and decentralized exchanges. I think the more value that is kept within a certain exchange will attract more hackers. And right now, I don't think we have a legit way of checking if digital security is up to standard or not. But some exchanges have been vigilant enough to do digital audits using outside auditors as well. But I think our next step is to do digital security audits for exchanges as well and tokens, because if, let's say, a community wallet is hacked and their tokens are depleted, they might have to make a hard choice whether to fork the token to reverse the hack or to just keep the hack tokens to the hackers, as opposed to doing a hard fork like Ethereum to ETC, Ethereum Classic.